So it's been a couple days since I last worked on this. I have added one or maybe two more coats off camera, and you can see that it's thickening up quite nicely. There are a couple holes that I want to address here, as well as the fact that there's no registration marks over here. While I'm at it, I do want to thicken up the base to add a lip for the overmold. So I'm going to get started. So checking in, I have finished coating the mask with the silicone, including putting all the registration marks on. This is a little floppy when I take the form out, so I'm going to be putting a hard coat around it. To do this, I'm working with a new material called Freeform Air by Smooth On Epoxy Dough. Now this stuff is really cool. It looks like, if you've ever played with kinetic sand, it looks very much like kinetic sand, but it is a two-part epoxy that you mix 1-to-1 ratio. It's got a 45-minute pot life, and it dries, or it cures to a really hard consistency. I am working with the normal one. There is an ultra fast one that apparently when it cures so hot it can actually burn you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this stuff. So we're going to actually do this in two halves. So we'll do one half, let it cure, do the other half, let it cure. There is a release agent that we'll put on the second half. Actually, we'll also put it on the base here and make sure we can get it off. So while I'm thinking about that, I'm going to go do that. So the release agent that I'm using is called Smooth On Sonite Wax. It is a paste wax that is specifically designed for this. Now the epoxy is not going to stick to the silicone, which is why we have to put the registration keys, but it will stick down here. Okay, so go ahead and create a good line on the bottom. Should have done that before I open the silicone or the epoxy. Now remember, all of these scraps can be used on as filler on future projects. And in fact, I used some from previous projects on this one. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see it pretty well here. And I'll just make sure I cover all the spots so it doesn't cure. Although it's not really going to be a problem if it does cure to this, because I can cut it off. It'll just be easier for me later on. Future me will appreciate today me. That is really cool. It's foamy. It's like a dough. Now you don't want to cross-contaminate, so I'm going to use my right hand on part A and my left hand on part B. Bucket pliers or something. Okay, so it's 1-to-1 by volume. So, looks about right. Almost smells like dirt, I have to say. Okay, I'm going to now we do want to give it a bit of a mohawk for where the two parts are going to meet. My hands are a little bit more messy than I was expecting, so I'll also swap these out.